Hey, good evening. It's a Saturday, January 13th, and welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. Really great to have you here tonight. As we finish off the week, we're going to continue looking at this issue of friendly fire. When the hurt comes from our own side, from our family, from friends, how do we deal with that? It's an important topic to do. Today, I'm going to look at your desires and family conflict. We're going to look at other times coming up about things happening to you, but tonight I'm talking about how your desires can actually add to this friendly fire mix. See, desires, like we talked about last night, they could be a good thing or a very bad thing. But we're created by God to be desire-driven, to desire to bring honor to His name, to glorify Him. We're created in His image to be and do certain things. Those are good things to desire. But when that same desire gets turned on my wants, then it becomes very destructive. Okay, let's pick up James chapter 4, verse 1 and the beginning of verse 2. What causes fights and quarrels among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within you? In other words, we have these conflicts. I want something, but the other person isn't cooperating, or they're doing something wrong. And we have this conflict within us. But then look at verse 2, the beginning. You want something but don't get it. That is the core of the problem with our conflict. This is where the trouble starts. You want something. Emphasis on you want. You want your family to be considerate, to be quiet and not ignore the needs that you have, instead of being loud and raucous all the time. You want your spouse to speak respectfully to you. You want to be acknowledged for all the years of sacrifice that you've given. And it just seems like it's over and over again, and it's never acknowledged. You want your siblings not to be selfish. You want them to make good choices. That's a good thing. See, we're not talking about all bad things here. You want someone to remember how you were hurt. Maybe it was even years ago. And you long so much for them, for her to come to you and ask forgiveness. Are these bad wants? No, they're not bad wants. They can be very good things. And God has His way of wisdom to address each one of them. But when they become obsessions, we don't focus on what God's wisdom says. We focus on wanting to get rid of the problem. See, when they become obsessions, you forget that God is your shepherd. And you feel alone. You feel you carry the burden alone. You lose sight of God's faithfulness. You lose sight of the wisdom from above, that how it applies to you. Wisdom from above, from James 3:17, says simply this: the wisdom from above is first pure, peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. And I have a playlist on this, each of these qualities. If you have time, you might go back and check that out. Wisdom from above. But we don't think about these things when we're focused on what I want and what you want. When your focus is on what you want, when my focus is on what I want, we open the door to fighting, to hurt, and bitterness. But when my focus shifts to what God wants, that opens the door to hope. See, these desires we have, they can come from deep patterns of feeling like we've been wronged or something's not right. And we react out of that instead of reacting out of what God has called us to be, instead of reacting in patterns where wisdom from above dominates us. These long-standing family hurts, these wants that we have that seem like every day, I just want this to be different. I want this healing to happen. I want things to change. I want her to change. I want him to change. That becomes a litany in your mind, and you play it over and over again. And then it becomes an obsession. And you can't see the goodness of God, and you lose sight of the fact that he has a way to deal with each of these things. But if the focus is on what I want, that's what James is telling us here. You want something, but you don't get it. That leads to a destructive path, and we'll be taking a look at this on Monday. If you're hurting about things happening in your family or people close to you, take a look at this and see, is this about what I want? Or is there a way for me to pursue this in a way that is consistent with what God wants, and wisdom from above takes control? Give this some thought. Thanks again for your comments so far. Keep them coming, and I can even adjust what I'm doing based upon the things that you're asking. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good Lord's Day tomorrow, and Lord willing, we'll see you on Monday. Good night. Thank you for watching. May God richly bless you as you seek to live for His glory.